Sarah, are you there? You and I have got some serious talking to do you know that? I mean, you're just horrible. How could you? Don't you have any shame at all? What is the matter with you? How could you do this to me? You are the worst. Oh, Harriet, what is all this about? Where is all this coming from all of a sudden? Did I do something to you? I'm sorry, but I really can't think of anything that I've done that would have had an effect on you. Are you just playing stupid, or have you really just not thought at all about the consequences of your own actions? Either way, it's proof of the dangerous and evil person that you really are deep down inside. I mean, I know that daughter-in-laws and mother-in-laws don't always get along together, but you've really just taken this whole thing way too far. I mean, to think that you would do something to hurt your own grandchild? My grandchild? What do you mean by that? Did something happen to little Rita? Is she okay? I'm not sure what this is about, but I want you to know that I have nothing but love for my granddaughter. And I would certainly never, ever do anything to hurt her, not in a million years. I mean, aren't I the one that's always there when you need a sitter for her? That's right, we would go to you when we needed someone to watch over Rita, but that was before we knew the dark truth about who you really are. And if you think that you're going to be able to use watching my daughter as a way to bully me even more, then you've got another thing coming. Bullying? Are you telling me that I'm bullying you? But I don't even know what I've done, honest. It's too late to try and come up with excuses to save yourself now. I have all the proof I need in Rita. She's the key to all of this. Harriet, please, can you just calm down and tell me what it is that you're even talking about? Because I am just confused right now. Can you please just talk to me straight and tell me what has exactly got you so upset at me? So am I. I'm just so confused about how you could do that to a 4-year-old girl. You really are a monster, you know that? And I hope you know that I will be telling Michael all about this. I was going to call him tonight, so you have until then to think of what you're going to say to him. Though I doubt that even your son would forgive you for what you've done. What in the world is going on here? I mean, how am I supposed to apologize for something bad that I've done when you won't even tell me what it is that I'm supposed to be sorry for in the first place?
Mom, I just don't know what to say to you. Except that I'm so disappointed in you. How could you do this? Of course, I assume you realize this means you can never ever watch over Rita again. In fact, we're of half a mind to never even let you come over again.
Oh, Michael, not you too. Could someone please just tell me what it is that I'm supposed to have done and to deserve being treated like this?
I can't believe that you even have the gall to ask a question like that. What's the matter with you?
But I literally don't even know what it is that I'm supposed to have done. I have racked my brain all day trying to think of what might have happened, and I keep coming up with nothing. Harriet and now even you are both accusing me of doing something awful to Rita, but neither of you are telling me what it is that I'm supposed to have done. I would love to apologize for whatever it was and just move past this, but I don't even know what I'm supposed to be sorry for.
Harriet was more right than I thought. You really do just refuse to even acknowledge the fact that you've been a horrible bully to her.
It is not that I won't acknowledge it. I just want to know what I did to make her feel that way.
You really are just too much, Mom. Do you know that? On top of all the pain and suffering you've caused, you're really going to refuse to admit it until you force someone to recount it all to you? Do you just like hearing about what you've done to others? Do you get some kind of sick pleasure from making your victims tell you all the suffering that they faced at your hands?
Michael, I understand very much that whatever this is about, it's got you and Harriet very upset. But you're still not telling me what it is that I've done.
Well, I don't see how that's my problem. But you have until the end of the week to apologize for what you've done.
You're really going to give me a time limit for all this? This is just getting to be a little bit ridiculous, Michael. I expect this kind of thing from Harriet, but from you? I thought you were smarter than this.
That's right. I'm going to be out of the house on a business trip until the end of the week, so I won't be able to hear your apology in full until then. But I just want you to know that if anything happens to Harriet or Rita while I'm away, there's going to be hell to pay. And that goes double if you aren't ready to apologize for all that you've done before I get back.
I just wish someone would tell me what in the world they think it is that I've done. The both of you are just getting too worked up before you even have a chance to tell me what this is all about. Hello, Harriet, do you have a moment to talk? I promise that this won't take long. I just need your attention for a short moment. I was just curious if you had any idea where I am right now? Any idea at all where I might be? Well, if it isn't my mother-in-law, or should I call you my monster-in-law? Have you finally come to apologize for all the awful things you've put me through? Before we get into any of that, I just have one thing that I want to ask you. You mean about where you are? Frankly, I don't care at all where you are, so no, I don't know the answer to your question. I see. Well, if that's true, you're going to be fine. But anyways, I also just wanted to let you know that I found Rita crying outside your house. She said that she had been thrown out and wasn't being let back inside, so I took her home with me. Excuse me, you did what? Didn't Michael tell you to stay away from our daughter? What is the matter with you? Do you really expect me to just leave my granddaughter sitting all alone outside on this freezing day? She was practically begging me to take her home when I saw her, Harriet. Well, I'm home now. Bring her back this instant. This is kidnapping. Don't you realize that? Do you want me to call the cops on you? I think that that's the last thing that Rita needs right now, because it's late and she's already asleep. She's going to stay with me. Sarah, you can't do this. I won't let you get away with it. I'll talk to Michael and he'll deal with you. Is that what you want? Don't you realize that you're just pushing us all away from you when you act like this? Well, I'll be more than happy to bring Rita back if you just tell Michael the truth.
Mom, are you there? What the heck is going on? I know you had something to do with this. Harriet is gone. She told me that she was going back to live with her parents. She told me she was going to divorce me if you don't bring back Rita. Bring back my daughter right this instant.
I'm more than happy to return her to you, but I'm just curious if Harriet told you everything you needed to know.
She told me that you kidnapped our daughter. She's horribly upset right now, Mom.
That still isn't what I'm talking about, Michael. You need to be more critical of what Harriet is telling you. Can't you see that you're just being lied to and used?
And what in the world are you talking about? I don't want to play any games. Just tell me right now.
Michael, tell me, do you think it's important to be able to trust your wife?
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I trust Harriet?
What if I told you that she was lying to you? What if I told you that she was telling you things she knew would block your ability to think calmly?
That isn't fair. I'm very calm. There's no way I let her trick me.
You say that, but I want to know why you think it's so important to cover for a woman like that.
I'm not covering for anyone, Mom. I'm standing up for my wife. How could you even say something like that?
Oh, son, I'm sorry you can't see that you're being taken advantage of right now. You really are such a sweet boy. But the truth is that Harriet has been dragging you further and further into her web of lies.
Mom, what in the world are you talking about?
You know, you might be able to see what I'm talking about if you check your doorbell camera.
My doorbell camera? What does that have to do with anything? I don't understand.
Well, I remember you telling me that your doorbell camera was motion activated, right?
Yeah, that's right. If anything moves in front of the sensor, the camera turns on and I can see what's going on from the inside the house. It even saves recordings.
That's right. And that's so that you can see the kind of people coming to your house while you're away, right? So basically anyone who would be coming in or out of the house would be captured on the camera then, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But I'm still not seeing the point you're trying to make.
Well, I guess this means that you could watch the recordings and see when I stopped by and took Rita with me. Maybe you should see the footage for yourself before you get upset with me for what I did. That is, if Harriet hasn't deleted the footage of all that happening already.
Mom, are you there? I just wanted to tell you how grateful I am for warning me about Harriet yesterday.
So I take it that you looked at the doorbell footage from your camera then?
That's right, I did, and it was just as you said. I saw when you pulled up while Rita was sitting outside, and you were right. She did run to you, and it looked like she wanted to get in your car.
And is that all you saw when you were watching?
No. I watched the whole thing from the very beginning so that I could try and understand what Rita was doing out there in the first place. and I saw Harriet letting in some strange man I've never seen before into the house. And then a few minutes later, she goes back outside with Rita to leave her there.
I knew that's what was going on.
And it was while watching some earlier footage of another time that this happened that I saw what happened that gave Harriet away to try and blame you for hurting Rita.
I was wondering about that, so what did you see?
While she was dragging Rita outside, Rita was trying to fight her, and Harriet ended up leaving bruises on her arm.
That's just horrible. How could a mother live with doing that to her own child?
Yeah, I guess Rita was sick of having to be kicked out of the house whenever Harriet was bringing this man over. But that just means that it must have happened at least a few times.
Oh, son, I'm so sorry that you're going through all of this, but I'm glad that you know the truth now.
I know, but I still can't believe that I thought it was you when Harriet showed me the bruises on Rita's arm. If you hadn't known about the doorbell camera, I might never have believed you.
Well, I'm just glad that the footage was still there, and Harriet has gone back to her parents, like you said?
Yeah, she said she was going to be staying there until this gets settled. But I think I might have to ask you to hold on to Rita just a little longer.
Of course, there's no problem at all. You know how much she enjoys being at my house. I'll tell her she's going to be with me for a few days.
Thanks a lot, Mom.
Of course. Now, go and do what you need to do. Michael, are you there? You're not really going to divorce me, are you? Whatever your mom told you, it's a lie. You have to know that. We should both know by now that we can't trust her.
You're wrong about that, Harriet. We could always trust my mom, but it's you that I shouldn't have been trusting. Besides, it's not what my mom said that made up my mind. It's what she showed me.
What do you mean by that? What did she show you? Whatever it was, it's all fake.
She told me to watch the footage from our doorbell camera, and I did. And I saw all the time that you forced Rita to sit outside while you cheated on me.
No, it isn't what it looks like, I swear.
I don't even know why I'm wasting my time talking to you about this. I know the truth, and that's enough for me.
Sarah, are you there? Please, you have to know this is all just one big misunderstanding, right? But it's okay. We can put all this behind us if you just give me Rita. Bring her back to me now. What in the world are you going on about now, Harriet? Do you really think that I would ever in a million years do that? Besides, I know for a fact that Michael, and not you, was awarded with custody of her, so now I have a legal reason why I wouldn't do that. But please, how am I supposed to live without those two in my life? Besides, I can't pay the alimony or child support or anything like that. At least if I had Rita with me, then that would mean that Michael would have to pay child support and I could get some money that way. There you go again, using your own daughter as a way to selfishly go after your own goals. You really just don't know when to stop at all, do you? I mean, do you think that just by having Rita in your possession that the court would order Michael to pay you child support? You don't even have legal custody over her. But please, there has to be a way. I'm desperate. I need Rita back in my life. She's my key out of this mess. Can you please just give it a rest already? It's over. There's no point in trying to fight what's happened. The judge has made her decision and that's that. But my husband and my daughter, what am I supposed to do without them? What husband? You and Michael are divorced. As for Rita, when she's older, she can make the decision of reconnecting with you. But until then, we are going to make sure that you stay as far away from her as possible. Well, I'm just glad that we were able to get to the bottom of what happened by the end. Harriet and Michael did end up getting divorced, of course. Harriet was forced to pay for her affair and was also instructed to pay child support. Harriet had to go into serious debt to pay all of her legal fees. Luckily, she had a brother who owned a factory. He stepped in during the divorce proceedings and offered a workout for the payments. In exchange for him taking over the payments, Harriet would work in his factory under strict supervision until it was all paid back. Without any other direction to turn, Harriet had no choice but to accept, and that was the last we ever heard of her. Now Michael is a single father with full custody of Rita. He's always busy, but I know that he's doing his best. And when things get to be too much, he knows he can always leave little Rita with me. In fact, while it might have helped to keep Rita away from her mother while everything has happened, I ended up selling my house in the country. Instead, I moved into the city to be closer to Michael and Rita and give my son and granddaughter any support they might need. I guess this means that we've all had to make rather large adjustments in our lives because of what happened. But as long as my family is together, and we have not only trust, but genuine, open, and honest communication with each other, I am sure that there are no problems that we won't be able to overcome together. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.